What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of MMA Fight Picks with Ant and Jay. I am Ant. My man Jay cannot make it with us today. He is on vacation, so cheers to him. Well deserved. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this card today. Quick recap. I want to say units tracked that I lost last card was like 0.8, so super minor. I've kind of gotten off of tracking my bets on Bet MMA Tips. I'm going to continue to do so, but I've been fully tracking my bets on like Action Network. It's just a little bit easier, and I have the ability to go in and my edit things if I potentially typed in something incorrect or things like that. But that's beside the point. That doesn't really matter for what we're talking about now. I don't want to take too long. Don't want to dwell. But last card was just whatever. It was underwhelming. We thought it was supposed to be fireworks, right? And it really wasn't. So I'm hoping that this card, UFC 277, will be better. I'll be at a wedding, so I actually won't be watching this live, but I'm going to try and catch as much as I can live at the reception potentially, and then I'll definitely come back and watch these fights back to get a full picture of how it really was. But we can jump in here. We'll start off first fight of the night. We got Orion Kosi versus Blood Diamond. Both fighters are, well, not both. I was going to say 4-1 in their last 5, but Blood Diamond's 3-1 in his last 4, and Kosi is 4-1 in his last 5. They both will be 5'11". We will have Blood Diamond with a pretty significant reach advantage, 5 inches. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to utilize that reach advantage. And then age-wise, Blood Diamond's 34. So it's pretty old for a guy who's making his UFC, not debut, but I mean his second fight in the UFC. It's pretty old for a guy. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Really, this fight is grappler versus striker. I don't think that Kosi's grappling is all that amazing. I don't believe his cardio is all that amazing. But with that said, Blood Diamond, we really have no idea what he is. We have no idea what he brings to the table. He's Izzy's boy, Israel Adesanya, that is. If he wasn't Izzy's boy, would he be in the UFC right now? I'm going to say probably not. He supposedly has tons of kickboxing fights. Never seen those on tape. I've did a bunch of Googling, really couldn't find him. I've watched a couple other breakdowns. They've pretty much said the same thing. Same sentiment is what I've kind of found too, is just can't find any of these, can't find any of his tape. So we really don't know what he looks like. So it's hard to back a guy who we don't know what he looks like. Current odds for him, I'll pull that up right now. Let me actually just have this pulled up on this screen right here. All right, so 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing. Let me share my screen. We are going to go ahead. We're going to share both of these. We'll share this one. Okay. All right, so that's going to be weird. So that's not what I want. Here, we're going to take this off. There we go. That's what we want. Sorry, folks. This is bad. All right, anywho, this doesn't matter. Okay. So the live odds at the moment have Kosi at a... Do they not have it listed? Oh, no, he's just at the way bottom. Why at the way bottom? So Kosi is a minus 195 all the way to minus 162, depending on your book. 5 times 162. That's pretty good. I can't lie. Minus 162 if you're gonna take Kosi here. I don't believe that that's what you should do. I think that this is just a stay away. I think you should stay away in this fight. Don't really. Betting fights like this are not. I don't think this is good long term. I think if you want to bet this fight, maybe fight doesn't go the distance. That's probably juice to the absolute tits, though. Fight doesn't go. Minus 300 on 5 times. So that's pretty high. I don't believe the odds are out yet on like Bovada. I don't believe. I'm going to check while I'm sitting here. But this is not the fight to bet on. This is really. Is Blood Diamond going to win this fight? I don't think so. It's possible. I think if this gets out of what? Gets out of the for 7.5 minutes, we'll have Kosi gas. Blood Diamond potentially could win, but I don't know. And fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 185. That's honestly not that bad. Even the over 1.5. I think it goes over 1.5, but I think it also finishes. So there's kind of a little wiggle room for like the over 1.5, minus 130. But if it doesn't go the distance, minus 185. That's on Bovada. Both of those angles aren't that bad. If you think it goes to decision, plus 140. I just think that the past couple fights have gone to decision. The very first fight of the night, and I think that that trend's gonna be bucked pretty soon. And I think that these two guys are those fighters. Just Kosi is literally 100% finish rate in the UFC, and his wins. His loss is 100%, and then his wins 86%. So pretty much he's a killer be killed fighter. And same for Blood Diamond. He's been finished 100%, and he pretty much has finished his unanimous decision, a finish, and a finish. So that's enough of this fight. I'm gonna pick Kosi, but this is a major stay away. I don't like it. So we're moving on to Ihor Patiria versus Nick Negumereanu. His name, I don't know why I can say like so many of the other names, but Nick Negumereanu always gives me a little tongue twister. So here we go. Tail of the tape. And I'm not going to ramble so much on this one. That last fight was just really a ramble. And I also was pulling up best fight odds. So I was just trying to just talk it through. But let's just break it down real quick. Tail of the tape here. They're going to be close in age. Nick Negumereanu is going to be a year older. He's weighing in at 205. Looks like Pretoria last weighed in at 203. I don't know if that was maybe the division or the promotion he was fighting in might have been different, or if he just doesn't need to weigh in that 205. He's 6'3", the 75-inch reach. Nick is 6 foot with a 78-inch reach. So Nick will have the 3-inch reach advantage, which should have come into play since I think this will be predominantly a striking match. Nick Negumereanu is, you look at him, you're like, he's from Romania. You're like, oh, he's going to be a grappler. Like, not because people from Romania are known to be grapplers, but he's from that side of the world, and that's what you just assume. But I didn't think he's looked very good in his fights, truthfully. I've seen a lot of people on him this week, and I think it's a fade on the Ihor Pretoria side, but I'm not entirely sure why. Pretoria is going to be more experienced. Just looking at it, he has like 7 more pro fights. He has some more cage time. He's been a pro longer. Nick Negumereanu does have the UFC experience, so that plays a factor. You would probably assume that the level of competition is higher. He's fought Kennedy in Chekiku and Ike Villanueva. So I mean, like, Ike Villanueva, come on now. We all know that he's not good. So that's not even can't even give him that big of props for that. And then the Kennedy fight, he only won that fight by split because Kennedy got a point deduction. So he would have lost that fight. And then you go look at Ihor Pretoria. I mean, he's literally smashing everybody. But then the guys he's fighting are just absolute trash cans. So it's like, what do we take away from this? Is this an Askar Morozov deal or what? I don't think his record's inflated, but just in terms of, is he a guy that just has all these all these big wins against bums, and he's really nobody. It's really hard to say. I think on the feet, Negumereanu should have the advantage, but should is with the big asterisks. It's really tough. I don't think he's on the feet. He's very good. He hits decently hard. I wouldn't say he's like an insane power puncher. I mean, you look at his record, like, he doesn't have an insane amount of knockouts. I want to say, 33% of his finishes in the UFC are by KO, right? So I guess his decision, a knockout against Ike Villanueva, not special, and then a split decision, which he should have lost because that was a point deduction, and then a choke, punches, retirement, doctor stoppage, slapping punches, armbar. So I mean, he's getting punches like 10 seconds in, 1 minute in, but against like 1-3, 0-0, 0-1, 2-1, 3-2, 12-41. Like, come on, 12-40. What the hell? 41 losses? That's absurd. All right. But then you go to Pretoria, look at him. He's fighting absolute trash cans. We beat this guy, though. 8-0 the Contender Series. Not bad. But you look at this, 5-2, 11-5. Okay, not bad. But then here, 0-2, 0-4, 0-3, 0-0, 17-18. I mean, 17 wins is nice, but 18 losses, not nice. 1-9, 0-0, 5-6, 0-0, 1. You get the point. They're both fighting trash cans. I'm going with the Ukrainian here. I'm going to go with Ihor Pretoria. I believe that in the striking exchanges, I think he's going to hit a little bit harder. I think the punches are going to be a little bit more noticeable. I think he's going to be a little bit quicker. Negumereanu is slow. If there's anything that I would like to describe him as, he's slow. And so Pretoria should be quicker. And he's the taller man, so he's going to be punching up. He's not as big as Kennedy, but watching the tape, Negumereanu had a little bit of trouble with the height of Kennedy. So he potentially can have some trouble with the height of Pretoria. So I'm going to go Ihor Pretoria. I don't even know how to say homie's name. I'm sorry for butchering it. But he's a minus 101 on Bet Online right now. On Bovada, he is a minus 115. So, I mean, if you like Ihor Pretoria, that's the way to go right there. I like that. Minus 101. I might put a play on that when I get done with this. All right. We will move on to the next fight of the night. We're on number 3 here, y'all. We got a women's fight. First one of the night. We got Ji-Yeon Kim versus Jocelyn Edwards. This fight here is going to be a fun one. I think this one has potential for a finish, honestly. Excuse me, I need water. I'm talking for a minute. So we have Ji-Yeon Kim, Fire Fist against Jocelyn Edwards, La Pantera. She just fought a month and 2 days ago against Ramona Pascual, won a unanimous decision. I thought it was a little closer than that. I thought you could have scored it for Pascual. You could have scored it for Edwards. I wasn't mad either way. I did have a bet on Pascual, just full disclosure. I just thought the dog money on her was well worth it. And I mean, it was. She lost a unanimous decision, but I'm pretty sure she won a round on the scorecards. So I'm not mad at the decision of my bet. It wasn't too bad. So we'll break down this fight here. Tail of the tape. Jin Kim's 32, Jocelyn Edwards 26. This fight's going to be at 135. So Tapology, they fixed it. Okay. So I was going to say yesterday or earlier today, it's at 125. So they're going to fight at 135. They're basically meeting in the middle. Jocelyn Edwards fought 145 last time. Kim fights 125 normally. So meet right in the middle. Kim will be shorter 1 inch by 1 inch, and then she'll have a 2-inch reach advantage. This fight right here, I think it's a little bit of recency bias that people are having, and I think it's a little bit of just truly lack of knowledge. I think people look at Jin Young Kim's record and see, oh my, she's lost 4 of her last 5. Like, how are we going to bet on her? Blah, 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 blah. But then it's like, who she's fought? She's fought Anthony Shevchenko, which I don't believe she's a great fighter, but 3 years ago, she was better than she is now. And, I mean, she's a world-class kickboxer. That fight was a kickboxing matchup. Okay. She beat Nadia Kassem, someone who's just really not that good, but she beat her. She's supposed to beat her. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat the people who aren't good. Then she fought Alexa Grasso, who's like 1 or 2 fights away from fighting for a title if she's winning. Molly McCann. I mean, we've just seen Molly McCann starch 2 ladies back to back. Granted, they weren't like top level competition, but Molly McCann's like a solid fighter, whether people like her or not. And then Priscilla Cachoeira, whatever you would like to call her. I thought Jin Young Kim won that fight personally. So take it for what you will. My opinion doesn't really matter here. I think that Kim is going to win this fight, and I will tell you how. I think Kim is going to have higher volume. Actually, not higher volume. I won't say that because Edwards is insane volume. But I think Kim can match the volume of Edwards. I think Kim can match the volume. I think Kim has more power. I mean, those punches she was putting on Priscilla Cachoeira, any other woman not named Priscilla Cachoeira beating is maybe not going to sleep, but is getting knocked down, is getting way more hurt. And I would say probably going to bed, probably going to sleep actually. So, I mean, it's tough. It's women's MMA though, so it's like, how are you going to say there's a finish? Just looking at their stats, Kim only finished just 22% of her UFC fights, 33 by sub, 33 by KO, so average out to 22 overall. It's just kind of this fight's not tough for me to pick a side, but it's tough for me to pick how it's going to happen. The easy way is just saying Kim by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kim knocked Edwards out. I mean, the shots, like I said, she was hitting Priscilla Cachoeira with were hard shots. And Pascual touched up Edwards a little bit. I mean, she wasn't like beating her up, but she was touching her up. And so I definitely think there's potential for a finish, maybe like a late finish, like a round 3, maybe like take that round 3. Let's see what that is. Round 3 decision prop, if that's out somewhere. I mean, double chance you can get Kim by KO or decision plus 120. Not bad. That's better than her odds at plus 105. You're getting KO and decision. You're basically just taking out that sub. And if you potentially think that she could get a sub, you always could just hedge very, very small 0.1 unit, 0.2 unit on that, because plus 1,200, so 12 to 1 odds right there. So, I mean, if you like the Kim side and you want to pick kind of hedge all around, it's not a bad option. But I think that the Kim money line is safe. I have I'm pretty sure like 1.5 or 2 unit bet on Kim money line. I'm at plus 110. I think she gets the job done. And I think she gets it done pretty easily. This is one of the few times at the tail of the tape where she's 32 and she's 26. I think that the age is going to play a big difference. I think she has grown woman strength, and Edwards is still growing into hers. All right, let's go next fight. Okay, Michael Morales and Adam Fugit. So this fight right here is Morales was supposed to fight. I don't remember who he was supposed to fight. I'll check after this, but I don't remember. But Morales is supposed to fight somebody else, and Fugit's coming in on short notice. This fight is pretty lopsided in terms of the odds. Tail of the tape goes Morales only 23, which is pretty crazy. He's super talented for someone that young, so I think that's pretty impressive. He's 6 feet tall. Fugit is 6'1". The reach on Morales is 79 inches. So he's a really long. Did y'all hear that thunder? Holy smokes! Morales has very long reach, so he's a pretty impressive prospect, to say the least. But he's just such a huge favorite in. I just can't get behind minus 625. Even inside the distance is minus 200. Like, I mean, he's lost to Kalen Hill, and Austin Vanderford were his 2 losses. A decision to Austin Vanderford and Kalen Hill. Didn't he fight in the his name sounds familiar. Yeah, he fought Impa Kasanganai. I remember that. And he's fought AJ Dobson. So that guy fought 2 decent fighters. So Fugit's not like he's fought nobody. He's fought somebody, Maximov, in a grappling. It's just grappling, but you get the point. I think that Morales is probably going to win, but I can't bet on this fight. Minus 625. I mean, sure, he wins, but do you lay $625 to win 100? I don't know. I don't feel like it's a free 100. So that's really how I feel about this fight. Morales, I mean, is going to be the better striker. Here comes Thunder again. Morales is going to be the better striker. He potentially will likely be the better grappler. I'm pretty sure he trains with like the Ecuadorian wrestling team. So should be able to stop takedowns if that's what Fugit wants to do, which I'm pretty sure that that's his style. I didn't watch any tape on Fugit. I just read about him. I literally Googled his name and just started reading about him. And looked at some Instagram, so I'm not too sure about him. But I mean, he's fighting out of Oregon. You look at a lot of the Oregon fighters. You got Chael Sonnen, and you have Colby Covington, both heavy wrestlers. Let's see, Art of War. Any of these guys, I don't know any of these dudes off the top of my head, but anywho, pick is Michael Morales. He's just more talented. He's younger. I don't think the UFC brought in this guy, Adam Fugit, to beat Michael Morales as a 33-year-old. Maybe if he was like 26, 27, going into his prime, would make a little more sense. But he's 33 years old, 33-year-old welterweight. Yeah, welterweight division is kind of old. We need some young blood, and Morales, I think, is that. So we're going to pick Morales here. I'm going to actually take a look at that live line, just see what it is. Yeah, so 650 bet online. Best price available, minus 560 for Michael Morales on DraftKings. Best price for Fugit, plus 450 on Caesars. Or, or bet 365. All right. So we'll move on to that next fight here. We have Drakkar Klose versus Rafa Garcia. So this fight is a rematch or remake, not of each other, but Rafa's short notice. I do remember Drakkar Klose was supposed to fight Douglas or Diego Ferreira. I forget his first name, but Diego Ferreira. That's who Klose was supposed to fight. I actually had a bet on Klose, plus 140. It was like a 2-unit bet at plus 140 on Klose. I just thought Klose was the better fighter all around. But we won't get to see that, so it doesn't really matter. Here we have Klose against Rafa Garcia. Tail of the tape, Klose is 34. Rafa is 27. Klose will be the taller man by 2 inches and have a 2-inch reach advantage. This fight is it's an interesting one because if it wasn't short notice, I would be a little bit higher on Rafa Garcia. And would actually be a little bit inclined to take a dog shot. But on short notice, against a major step up in competition from Jesse Ronson, Natan Levy, Chris Grutzmacher, Nasrat Hapsarak, like Drakkar Klose is levels above those guys. I think he's going to have a tough time with Klose. I think Klose is going to be able to take the fight wherever he wants it. I think he's going to be able to handle the fight wherever he wants it, whether it's on the feet, whether it's on the ground, up against the cage. I expect this to be a decision or a late finish. Garcia is tough as nails. We've seen this man exhausted and just not go out. The Grutzmacher fight, exhausted. The Hasbrat fight, he was pretty exhausted too. Just did not go out. So I'm a huge fan of Rafa Garcia. I just think short notice, massive step up in competition. Like Drakkar Klose, sure, his last fight was against Brandon Jenkins, but that was the UFC literally being like, we are so sorry for what Jeremy Stevens did to you. Here's an absolute scrub for you to smash, get a $50,000 performance bonus or whatever bonus, and like that's what that is. So I think that he's going to come in here and beat Garcia. I might put a money line bet down on Klose. Not sure yet. I might parlay him. I haven't found the piece who I want to parlay him with. I'm close. No pun intended. I'm close to having that piece. By the end of this, I might, but I'm just not sure if I want to yet because I've already have a pretty heavy money line bet on this fighter. So I'm not sure I want to parlay him too and just, put all my chips in one basket. But we will have Klose as my pick. Live line. Let's take a quick peek for you folks. Klose, you minus 210 at some spots. DraftKings best spot, minus 205. Rafa Garcia plus 185 is your best spot. So, that's really not bad. Minus 205. You look at this card, Klose is minus 205. You have Dante Mays minus 190. Drew Dober minus 190. You tell me, would you feel better betting on Drakkar Klose or Drew Dober? Drakkar Klose or Dante Mays? And granted, you're giving up a little bit more because Klose is a little bit safer of a pick, but I'll take the 10 cents. I'll take the 15 cents and take Klose, who I feel like, I think Klose beats Rafa Garcia in this kind of situation 75, 80% of the time, right? Drew Dober and Alves, that's like a 65, 35, maybe 70-30, but that's still not as high as close. And Dante Mays and Hamdi, like that's almost 50-50 because that shit's a heavyweight, absolute scrub match of a heavyweight. So I don't even know how I feel about that fight. So yeah, I mean, Dante Mays and Hamdi. Okay, we'll get to that fight next. I'm sorry, I can't even. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted. We'll move on. My point is, Close is a pretty good pick at minus 205 when you look at the comparison of fighters that are in that same range. All right, I'm gonna put my hoodie on because it is cold in here, y'all. I don't know why. I live in the desert. Oh my god, it's 70 degrees outside. There's a monsoon right now. All right, so we have Dante Mays against Hamdi Abdelwahab. Sorry, I butchered this shit out of his name. All right. So this fight, I don't even know where to start, man. Dante Mays, heavyweight, 30 pounds, 30 years old, fighting 29-year-old Hamdi. Mays is 6'6", 81-inch reach. That is a big, big man. Hamdi, 6'2", 73-inch reach. And he looks little. I'm not sure. I mean, he's probably 6'2", because maybe the guy who's fighting was just really big. But I don't know. We'll see when these two guys face off. It'll be very interesting. I have to go with Mays here. I mean, I'm really going to make this breakdown real short and sweet. This fight is not, it's whatever. This is just for entertainment purposes. So I'm not betting on this. Maybe a fight doesn't go the distance, but what fight doesn't go the distance for this fight is blown out of the absolute water. Yeah. I mean, it has to be. Fight doesn't go minus 200. That's it. Okay. Well, I might be betting on that after this. Because that's actually insane. But okay, here we go. So I'm picking Mays. He's bigger, longer reach, more experience. We've seen him fight before. That's really it. I have no idea who this guy is. He's 3-0. I mean, he's fought nobody. I don't like how is he even 45 in the world and he's 48? Like, why does that even make any sense? That's worldwide, I guess, in the United States, but still. Okay, anywho. Yeah, I'm going Dante Mays. I don't even know why I'm sitting here staring at the screen anymore. We're moving to the next fight. I don't even know. That fight's so dumb. Why is that fight even on the card? Why is that fight even happening in UFC? I'm sorry if that thunder is like dumb loud for you guys, or if you can't hear it, like cool. But if you can, like that might be really loud. All right, next fight we got Drew Dober against Rafael Alves. This is gonna be a banger. This is fight of the night right here for sure. Dober is coming off a win against Terrence McKinney. That was a big win. He almost got finished in that first round, survived, came back, finished. I personally thought he probably should have got stopped. I think if there was any other ref in there, or depending on the ref, probably stopped it. In the odds, probably stops it. So, but that's beside the point. Dober 33, Alves 31, both 155. So they're not weighing in at that 156 mark. They're easily hitting that 155 mark. Both 5'8", and Dober will have the 2-inch reach advantage. So tail of tape is in Dober's favor, but it's like ever so slightly. Alves is he's a pretty aggressive fighter. I would say on the ground and on the feet. Watching this fight back against Damir Ismagulov, he was definitely storming him, crowding him, really trying to pressure him. It didn't entirely work against Ismagulov because Ismagulov is such a talented striker, but I do believe it can work against Dober a little bit. Dober's hittable. I'm Let me check Dober's stats. Dober, his losses in the UFC, 9 by knockout, or not 9, I'm sorry, none by knockout, and then in the UFC by sub, though, he's been subbed 57% of the time of his losses. So over half of his losses have been by sub in the UFC, which is not a good look. But his wins, he's getting a lot of finishes. I mean, 42% of his wins are by finish. But then you look at Rafael Alves, and literally 100% of his, or 90% of it, or 1% of his losses in the UFC are by finish. So he's out here, he's getting finished left and right. Outside of this one, this is only, so not all of his UFC. This is only one that is not a finish. So I'm going to side with Dober here, but I don't think the minus 220 is worth it. I think if you're going to take the Dober side, I think you take Dober inside the distance. So we can look at that line here. If we take Drew Dober inside the distance, that will be Dober inside the distance, like plus 125, plus 130 on some books. I think that's a better way of going about it, because if Alves is going to lose, it's probably inside the distance. So I think that's the way to approach that fight. I think Drew Dober by probably KO will be the way that he loses, but I don't know. Alves has gotten submitted a lot as well. I just want to go back and look at his fights. Injury, leg kick, guillotine choke, arm bar, retirement, and a lot of these jungle fight losses are just lost. So I'm going with Drew Dober. It's never nice to see a guy who just has a ton of just losses that are by finish. Like, it's not a good sign. It shows that potentially they have quit in them. Potentially their chin is just weak, or both. So we're going to go Drew Dober here. I like Drew Dober inside the distance. You get plus money on it. Much better than that minus 225. All right. I'm not sure why this is the main prelim when we have these bad boys right here. UFC should have flipped these two, but it's beside the point. Alex Morono, Matt Semmelsberger. Tail of the tape here, Morono 31, Semmelsberger 29. Semmelsberger will be taller and have a 3-inch reach advantage. So this fight is striker versus striker for the most part, but it's kind of like high volume striker versus power puncher, kind of. I don't want to say Semmelsberger is like a power puncher, but he definitely hits harder than Morono, and he doesn't have the volume of Morono. So there's that. I'm not really impressed with Morono. He beat Mickey Gall. He beat David Zawada. He beat Donald Cerrone. He beat Reese McKee, and he lost to Anthony Pettis. That's not very good if you ask me. I mean, Mickey Gall, David Zawada. I would argue David Zawada is the best fighter out of all these guys. And David Zawada is not amazing. Yeah, Semmelsberger, AJ Fletcher, Sano, Chaos Williams, Jason Witt. I mean, Chaos Williams is better than any guy on this list by like levels. So Semmelsberger lost to him. Happens, right? What's this fight? Jason Witt. Jason Witt has literally the worst chin in the UFC. I don't think there's a fighter in the UFC with the worst chin. No, literally. Like, I'm thinking, just trying to think of like bad chins. Can't think of a worse chin than Jason Witt. So I think level of competition, Semmelsberger's fought tougher competition. I'm going Semmelsberger here. I just really think Morono has fought absolute scrubs. Like, I can't get past, like, I mean, he's also fought Chaos Williams. I forgot about that. And he got swept by Chaos Williams real quick. So, I mean, not to do MMA math, but one guy's definitely tougher than the other. But look at this. Mickey Gall, Zawada, Cerrone, Pettis, Reese, Chaos Williams. He beat Max Griffin, but like that was when Max Griffin was. He kind of fell off for a little bit. And I don't know why. But like he has a lot of UFC fights. I mean, the no contest to Nico Price, not bad. But that was 2017. Like now we're just getting back to, really, really a long time ago that has really no impact on today. So I'm going Semmelsberger here. I think the power is going to be the difference. This probably goes to the judges. And if it's going to the judges, I think the guy with more power is going to be the one who wins. It's going to sway the big moments. All right, we're going to jump to the main card here. If you're enjoying the video, enjoying the content, drop a like. I'll try to run through these fights pretty quickly just to not make this video over an hour. So let's jump on to Ankalaev and Anthony Lionheart Smith. Ankalaev is 30, Anthony Smith 34. Ankalaev will be shorter by 1 inch, and Anthony Smith will have a 1 inch reach advantage. So Anthony Smith has the massive experience advantage. I'm going to say Anthony Smith has the better jiu-jitsu. He has a better ground grappling game. I don't know if he has better wrestling because Ankalaev has pretty good wrestling. And he comes from that Russian background, and that's kind of a staple there. But I would say Anthony Smith has better BJJ. I think he has more power. And I think he has more aggression, more output. And I think that will help in the judge's eyes if it goes to a decision. Ankalaev is heavily favored. I've never been overly impressed with Ankalaev, but at the same time, I defend fighters like Israel Adesanya for the way that they fight and that methodical pick your spots kind of fight. So I feel like I can't nitpick Ankalaev too much. My only nitpick is like, you're not the champ. You have nothing to lose really. If you're trying to get there and to get there, I think if he would have knocked out Thiago Santos, this fight might not be happening, right? Or if he would have knocked out Volkan Ozdemir, he might have not even went and fought Thiago Santos, right? I think if he would have finished Ion Kutalaba, finished Krylov, and finished Ozdemir, or even finished Krylov, he might have already gotten the title shot before Jiri. But he doesn't finish guys, and I think deep down he doesn't sell. And not saying that impacts this fight, but I think that impacts Ankalaev long term. And I think that definitely somewhat impacts this fight, actually, in just the sense that Anthony Smith, he still sells. Anthony Smith, he's still a winner. Most of all, he's a finisher. He's an entertainer. Not only is he a finisher, he gets finished. Just looking at his numbers here real quick, Anthony Smith literally is getting finished at very high rate. Like he's finishing people pretty much every time. Like all of his fights are finished or finishing. You have Ankalaev, who's pretty much just the ultimate decisionator, which is crazy at 205. I feel like I just have to be like a square boy and just kind of go Ankalaev here. But I'm going to tell you right now, I will have a bet on Anthony Smith. And you might call me dumb. You might be like, oh, this is another stupid bet, like people wasting money on Charles Johnson. But see, the big difference is I don't expect Ankalaev to come out here and wrestle. Ankalaev has, 7 takedown attempts? Or 21 takedown attempts in 18 fights? No, in 9 fights, he has 21 takedown attempts. And so are we really trusting that. He has 1 takedown attempt basically per fight. Like, am I trusting that? No. Or 1 takedown per fight, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trusting that he's going to – and if he takes him down on Ankalaev, I mean, Anthony Smith on his back is dangerous. So I'm going to pick Ankalaev, but I'm saying right now I'm going to have a bet on Anthony Smith. I'll probably have a Anthony Smith money line bet, and I might sprinkle super duper small on like Anthony Smith inside the distance, depending on how much more juiced it is at his money line. But other than that, I'm staying off this fight. I'm not. It's gonna be entertainment. That's really it. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that matchup. I'm not a huge fan of Ankalaev, if I'm gonna be honest. All right, this is the fight I'm actually most excited for on the whole fight card. We got Alexandra Pantoja against Alex Perez. Alex versus Alex. Pantoja's 32, Perez 30. Pantoja's 5'5", Perez 5'6". Pantoja will have the 2.5-inch reach advantage, so that's going to be a big thing. I think the reach advantage is going to be big at this weight class. I'm down at 125. These guys are little, and every little margin, every little edge you have is an advantage. So I'm gonna be straight up. I have a pretty decent sized bet. Not like insane, but it's like 4.5, 5 units on Pantoja here. I think he beats Perez. I think he beats Perez convincingly. You look at Perez's numbers. Perez has been subbed in the UFC in his losses 50% of the time, and he's been KO'd 50% of the time. So, I mean, he has how many losses in the UFC? 1 guillotine choke. He's been finished there. And then you look at his career. He's been finished 67% of all of his pro fights. Pantoja's finishing, 33% of his fights. So not like an insane amount, but Perez is a quitter. Point blank, period. That's how I feel. I don't really trust him. I mean, you look at his fights. Look how many canceled fights he had. Matt Schnell, Askar, Schnell, Askar. And sure, sometimes they're saying like this was Schnell's fault or Askar, but like that wasn't always like some of these have to be him. You can't just always be the other person, right? So I'm off the Perez train. I think also Pantoja's that dude. Like the UFC needs to just let Pantoja get a legit title shot. I mean, he lost to Figueroa, right? He beat Matt Schnell, lost to Askar Azarov, beat Manel Kopp, and then chokes out Brandon Royval. So once he goes out here and he beats Perez, right? Like, what does he have to do? I don't know, but we'll see. But Pantoja right now, live line, we got Pantoja at a plus. Oh, I'm sorry, not plus. I wish minus 182 on Bet Online, which is pretty high. Minus 157 on 5-9. So you have a 5-9 account on it, you're probably making fat racks. Yeah, so we're going Pantoja here. Let us go to the next fight. We have Derek Lewis against Sergey Pavlovich. This fight right here is pretty interesting. Lewis is going to be 7 years older. They're going to be the same height, but Pavlovich is actually going to be much longer, 5 inches. I expect Pavlovich to be the much bigger man in the octagon. I'm thinking size-wise, he's going to look a lot bigger. Lewis actually doesn't look that big as a heavyweight to me. I don't know. I could be wrong, but he looks kind of small. He doesn't look 6'3" to me. But the way I see this fight playing out is I don't think Derek Lewis is KO or bust. I think he can win some decisions. You look at Derek Lewis's career. I mean, 81% of his wins in his career are by KO. So he has that 19%, which can be decisions. And he has a decision against Latifi, which is odd, right? He has the decision against Ngannou. That was the staring match. Roy Nelson, a split decision. So it's not impossible he goes to decision. But the problem is his past couple fights that he's lost, he's looked like he's just straight out quit. When he's felt adversity, it looked like he's quit. Tai Tuivasa, he's clipped Ty. He thought Ty was going to be hurt. Ty came back, and he was like, oh, shit, I didn't get him. I'm done. Looked like he was just kind of done. And then against Cyril Gahn, he just took those 2 body shots real quick, and he's like, oh, I'm done. So it's tough for me to bet on Derek Lewis because I haven't really liked what I've seen. And this fight's also in Houston, I'm pretty sure. And he fights terribly in Houston. I think the pressure of it being at home is just too much. And Pavlovich he's 30. He's a young, up-and-coming heavyweight. We see these young guys like Aspinall, Pavlovich, another young guy who's coming up. Cyril Gahn's pretty young. They're coming up, right? And so the guard is changing. I think Pavlovich is going to win this fight. I think he has a wrestling advantage. He probably on the feet has a slightly better striking advantage. He's maybe, but I think Lewis obviously has the great equalizer in his power. I don't know. I say Pavlovich, but when I say it, I think in my brain I'm like, let's go Derek Lewis. What's the line like on this? This is like dog or pass for me. If I had to pick, Derek Lewis is the big dog now. I'm picking Derek Lewis to win this fight. That's how we're going. Pretty straight up for me. All right. Co-main event: Kai Kara-France versus Brandon Moreno. This fight right here is super interesting. I have a pretty strong opinion on this, but I don't know. Right now, I think that Brandon Moreno is just the better fighter. I think he's still getting a lot better. I think he still has more room to grow. I believe athletically, he's more gifted. I believe he's more skilled. I believe he's more battle-tested, and he's fought Figgy 3 times or 4 times, but that matters. Fighting that top-level competition that many times, that's a big, big, big thing. So to break down this tape, Moreno's 28, Kara-France 29. Moreno will be 5'7", so he'll be taller, and he'll have a longer reach, about 3.5 inches, and he'll be 3 inches taller. So Kai Kara-France is from City Kickboxing. Israel Adesanya trains there. Volk does part-time. Dan Hooker, all those boys. So Carlos Olberg. Anyways, this fight, I'm picking Moreno. These guys fought before. Moreno won the first time. I don't believe this is going to be a repeat of the first fight. But I believe Moreno has gotten better than Kai Kara-France has gotten in that time frame. I think Moreno's proven it. I think he's better at all aspects of mixed martial arts. I think he's gotten better. I'm sorry, I worded that wrong. I think he's gotten better at all aspects of mixed martial arts compared to Kai Kara-France. I think he has a better ground game. I think he's a little bit better boxer. And I think just overall striker, he's just a little bit better. And I think Kai Kara-France has gotten, I don't know, I think he's a little overrated. He has power. And I think that's a big thing for this 125 division is power. But I think he's a little overrated. You see, Askar Askarov, he probably won that fight, but I could see the judges scoring it for Askarov, and I wouldn't have been mad. In the Cody Garbrandt fight, we know Cody Garbrandt, no chin. That honestly might be who has a worse chin than Jason Witt. The Rogerio Bontorin fight, if you go back and watch that fight, Bontorin was on Kai Kara-France's back for about 4 minutes. And Kai France gets up. There's about 10 seconds left on the clock. Bontorin lets his guard down. France clocks him, and that was really the end of that. So he was getting dominated that whole first round. And I think if Bontorin, literally 98 out of 100 times, Bontorin is going to be on guard and not get caught by some random punch like that. And then Brandon Royval submits him, and then Tyson Nam, unanimous decision. So truthfully, who is he beat that's like really all that good when you put context behind it? And that's his last 5. I mean, we can go further. Let's go further. Lost to Brandon Moreno. He beat Julian Paiva, split decision. Okay. And after that, we're going down to nobodies. So who has Kai France beat? Really, nobody. And so we're really just banking on – I truthfully think this is going to be banking on Kai France boinking Moreno and finishing Moreno. Is it possible? Sure. Everybody has a puncher's chance in this sport, but I don't think it's likely. Moreno wasn't knocked out by Figgy. Figgy has pretty insane power. He was dropped, but it wasn't knocked down. It wasn't knocked out. I'm going Moreno here. I think Moreno by decision is probably the move. We also haven't seen Kai France in 5 rounds. Do you think his cardio holds up? I don't know. I'm assuming it will. He's a 125er. Most 125ers are like in stupid, insane shape, so why not, right? But yeah, let's go Brandon Moreno here. Liveline has Moreno sitting at minus 210 to FanDuel minus 235. So, I mean, some places are very, very, very high. That's how I'm feeling with that fight. We're going Brandon Moreno. And we're on to the main event. So we have Julianna Pena and Amanda Nunes here. Pena's 34, Pena's 32. Nunes is 34. Nunes will be taller. They both have 69-inch reach. Their last fight, Nunes came out and kind of put up a dud. She came out flat. It really reminded me of the Jan Blachowicz fight against Glover Teixeira, where you just come out super duper flat. Really don't have much to offer. She came out in that first round. It was decent. Second round was just done. I got submitted. I'm pretty sure it was a round 2 submission, right? It wasn't round 1, was it? Yeah, round 2. I was like, I watched that literally today. But I think this time around is going to be different. I think Amanda Nunes was embarrassed. I think she sat there and she saw herself get embarrassed in front of the whole world and was like, wow, I don't like this feeling. She's in insane shape right now. Not that picture or anything really matter, but she's in insane shape at the moment. She is debatably the women's GOAT, probably is. And when you initially look at these women, you're probably thinking like Nunes is going to be a lot older, but she's only 2 years older. And I think that's huge. Like being only 2 years older is really not that much. I mean, she's 34 against 32. It's not like she's like 40 versus 38. Even then, it's not that huge. So I'm leaning Nunes. I think Nunes can figure out a way to get this done. I think this is going to be a lot different fight than that first fight. I think Pena is going to come out and try to replicate it. And I don't think it's going to work. I don't think she's going to be able to pressure Nunes like crazy. Nunes did have an injury, I'm pretty sure, which kind of limited her mobility. So that second round, she was done. I will say I didn't like how quickly she tapped. She tapped before Pena even really got anything in there, which is not a good sign. But I don't know. I'm leaning the Nunes side. I think Nunes gets it done here. She should. I don't know if it's inside the distance though. That's tough to say. It's inside the distance. This is a 5-round fight, 5-round women's fight. I'm gonna probably say there's a finish here. I don't know on what side, but I'm gonna say there's a finish. I'm gonna look at the line. Fight goes the distance. No, minus 275. So it is more likely that this fight finishes, they say, than what was it? More likely that fight ends inside the distance than the first fight of the night. That was like minus 185. The Dante Mays fight, minus 200. So they think that this has a better chance of going the distance than I think Dante Mays fight will go the distance over or not go the distance. Like what? I don't know. I just think it's a little off. But that's my thoughts here. So just quick rundown. We're gonna side Nunes. We're siding Moreno. We're gonna side Derek Lewis, Pantoja, Ankalaev. But I've already said I will have a bet on Anthony Smith. Semmelsberger. We're gonna go Drew Dober. Dante Mays will not bet on this fight. Not interested. Maybe that minus 200 though, but I don't know. I don't even want to touch this. Shakar Close, Michael Morales, Jiyeon Kim, Ihor Potoria. And this first fight, we're going to go with Orion Kosi here. Actually, I'm going to flop this, man. We're going to go Blood Diamond. Let's go Blood Diamond here. I'm not betting it, but we're going to pick Blood Diamond. So, all right, y'all. That's it, man. It's a little quicker today without Jay. About 30 minutes faster, but not bad. I try to still break down a little bit and just give a little more of myself, a little personality behind it all. So if you guys enjoy the content, please please subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. Please check me out on Twitter and Picksum. I've been really betting baseball lately. I've been hitting lately. Today posted 5 plays, hit 4 out of 5. Yesterday I posted a couple plays. I hit, I want to say 3 out of 4. So I'm not posting all my plays because I'm not super confident in all of them, but even in UFC, I'm not posting all of them, but I will post the ones I'm confident in. So follow me on Twitter at AntPicksum. Much appreciated. I appreciate all of you for watching the video. Catch you guys next week at UFC Vegas. What is it, 59? All right, y'all. Catch you later.